What is going on, Jet fans? That is tight end Tyler Conklin, and in my opinion, he is the 15th most valuable Jet heading into the 2023 season. Going to rank the top 15 in terms of value, not necessarily the best player. I do think there's a little bit of a difference there. My take on value is if these players had to miss any given game, how much would that tilt the scales in our probability to win or lose that game? Inherently a debatable kind of thing. So tell me who I have too high, who I have too low. But you can't put somebody on the top 15 without taking somebody off. That's just math. Now, Conklin, first impressions, not great, right? The drops, the fumbles, but those were kind of outliers. He didn't do that in Minnesota. My biggest problem with Conklin was you like to see your tight end be stronger at the catch point and make some contested catches. Didn't really see much of that, but he's very adequate helping out in pass pro, one of the best actually tight ends in the league in terms of pass protection, even though, run blocking is a more important skill set. And he did rank 10th in the NFL among all tight ends and receptions last year. So now with Aaron Rodgers, with the new offensive coordinator, and hopefully with not the most injured offensive line in the NFL, can he be 6th or 7th among tight ends in catches? And if he is, I don't know how we keep him out of our top 15. Next 14, I have no idea where to put Makai Beckton. If he's wins the left tackle job and he's out there mauling people, then yeah, he's in the top 5. If he does what he did the last 2 years and unfortunately doesn't play, then he's not in the top 55. So kind of a cop-out, admittedly. I think he's too talented to keep off the list, but out of respect of the guys in front of him who, I've seen play recently, I don't know where to put him. So we're going to stick Makai Beckton at number 14. Next, number 13, Bryce Huff. Doesn't play a ton of snaps, but the snaps that he does play are incredibly important. Remember last year when he was inactive the first 3 or 4 games, we really struggled to get off the field on third down. He comes in, changes that immediately. Rep for rep, one of the best situational pass rushers in the NFL. Have not seen a right tackle be able to block Bryce Huff. He's number 13. Next, number 12, very underrated Michael Carter II. How underrated? I actually made this video, recorded it, forgot to put him on there. Had to redo it because I would have got killed in the comments, and rightfully so. The Jets quarterback duo is talked about a lot. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. But I really think it's an elite trio, and Michael Carter is a damn good slot corner. And in our zone defense, the slot corner has a good amount of run responsibility, and he is a really, really good and willing tackler. Just durable, solid, professional. You don't hear his name called a lot on your TV. That's a good thing. Michael Carter, damn good football player. He is number 12. Number 11 is Dwayne Brown. I think Makai Beckton and Dwayne Brown are both going to be the starting tackles and just the premier positional value. I think both of those guys got to be in your top 15. And are there football players who are better than Dwayne Brown that are maybe behind him? I guess you could say that, but he is protecting Aaron Rodgers' blind side. And I do think coming back from the shoulder surgery, he should be a tick better. Can we see 2021 version of Dwayne Brown where he's still a top 12-ish? To 15-ish left tackle in the NFL. I think if we can get average left tackle play from Dwayne Brown, that will merit his spot at number 11. Cracking into the top 10, Carl Lawson. Damn. What a talented football team you have when Carl Lawson is your 10th most valuable player. Either that or I just messed up the ranking. You let me know. But I do think, again, just like Dwayne Brown, you should see a tick of increase in the production of Carl Lawson with the second season off of the Achilles pop. And all those, not necessarily in sacks. I don't think he's going to get double-digit sacks, but in terms of the hits, the pressures, and all those things that matter, that don't necessarily show up on the box score, Carl Lawson should be an improved player. Now, the reason I have the next guy ahead of him is Carl Lawson is actually pretty subpar against the run, but that is not the case for number 9 in John Franklin Myers, who I think, although is very well paid, is sometimes a little bit underrated. He's durable, he's versatile, he's consistent. Analytically, he always crushes it. He's the best run defending edge on the Jets team. And obviously when he kicks inside the defensive interior, he's the second best, pass rusher on the inside besides Quinn Williams. So JFM, number 9, just he's not great. He falls into the category of just damn good player, right? Damn good player, number 9. Number 8, CJ Mosley. He is the definition of value. Is CJ Mosley what he once was in Baltimore? Probably not. He still was second team all pro though. And for him, if he had to miss a game, we're hurting. In fact, 8 is probably, you could argue, a little bit too low for CJ, because I don't know if we have anybody on this roster, respect to, guys like Jamie and Sherwood, who could step in and for a long-term, any length of time and replicate the quarterback of the defense, the sure tackling, that CJ Mosley provides. He is number 8. Number 7, Bryce Hall, coming off of the ACL. Again, there's lots of caveats here. So if the ACL wasn't torn, probably a touch higher. He's going to touch the football more than anybody not named Aaron Rodgers. And the efficiency last year, 5.8 yards a carry behind that offensive line is absurd. There is still a whole bag, a repertoire of him as a pass catcher that's yet to be unleashed, that should be unlocked once he is fully healthy. And with Aaron Rodgers, man, for Bryce Hall, when he's right, there's a couple games where he can be an offense unto himself. He's number 7. Number 6, DJ Reed, who is a freaking franchise cornerstone, best free agent signing since Kevin Mawai, a stud on the field, in the locker room. And I know that run defense grade is low there, but is it just me, or I saw DJ Reed screaming up and making some really hard hits in the run game all the time. And I think what this cornerback room is going to allow us to do, that we did against Buffalo the second half, where you put Sauce Gardner on their number 2 receiver, you're done. You're not doing anything. And then you have DJ Reed along with a safety on the number 1, and that is going to allow us to put the clamps down. But DJ Reed, only a couple years older than Max Mitchell and Michael Clemens. Hope he's here a long time. Excellent football player. Could I argue that he should have been second team All-Pro, joining Sauce as well. Getting into the top 5, Elijah Vera Tucker, guard, tackle, maybe center, whatever you need him to be. He is the epitome of value, being what I think will be a Pro Bowl level guard this year, maybe even All-Pro ceiling at some point, but a break class in case of emergency, left tackle or right tackle. And I think when him and Bryce went down, it's hard to say, but I think in some ways losing ABT hurt the overall offense more than even Bryce Hall. And then that's saying something. And ABT, he's a blue chipper on the offensive line. He is number 5. Okay, now here's the hottest of the takes. Sauce Gardner, number 4. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I think Sauce Gardner, you could easily make a case, is the best football player on the team, because he was the best corner in the NFL last year. And was Aaron Rodgers better than Patrick Mahomes last year? Was Quinn Williams better than Chris Jones last year? So in terms of best player, he's probably 1 or 2. But, and the resume speaks for itself. We know how elite Sauce Gardner was in every facet of the game. But if either he or number 3, Garrett Wilson, had to miss one game, I think I might slightly like the defense's chances to clamp down without Sauce for one game than the offense's chances with Garrett Wilson. Now, I probably have recency bias of watching the offense with those horrific quarterbacks. So maybe with Aaron Rodgers, that's not the case. But I'm going to stick to my guns here. I do think Garrett, in the top of that receiving room, what it means to our offense, slightly more valuable than Sauce Gardner. I don't know. Now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to stick with it. So Garrett Wilson, number 3. Number 2, Quinn Williams. Again, you could argue, Sauce and CJ are really, really good. Those are the All-Pros as well. But Quinnen, to me, the defense starts and ends with him, man, blowing up pockets against the run and the pass, smashing double teams. He's the engine that makes his defense go. And we saw it against Detroit, how much our pass rush was lacking without him on the field. He was one of the top 5 most valuable defensive players in at least the conference last year, maybe in the NFL. I hope his extension comes quickly and reflects that value very soon. Number 1, of course, Aaron Rodgers, most important position in team sports. He is still top 5 at that position. Don't really need much stats or graphics to make the case for Aaron Rodgers being number 1. But there it is. Top 15 Jets in terms of value on the roster. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk ball soon. Go Jets.